everyone. Welcome to Work Love Wednesday. Today we have Smelter here for Work Love Wednesday. It is time for Work Love Wednesday. Good morning, Facebook. How are you? I'm late this morning for Work Love, but I'm hopping on now and joining you. And today's topic is very relevant to why I'm late this morning. It is 8:32 this morning, and happy Wednesday to you. I hope you're having a fantastic week. For many of you that have children for me kind of mark the beginning of summer. And so summer has started for us. I'm sorry if there's background. There is gardening happening outside the window right now. But last week I was on vacation. You joined me in Disneyland. I think a lot of people got a kick out of the ears, which is why they tuned in and watched. Today I'm back home, and as you can see behind, I didn't have time to kind of freshen up, but home is home. It looks like home to me. One of the newest additions is I am higher because I have upgraded to a standing desk to try to make myself more productive when I'm at home. I found that when I had a really comfy chair in front of my desk, I was very tempted to just kind of veg out and go down the Pinterest hole and all these other kind of things. And time is very valuable, as we're going to talk about in just a moment. And because of that, I want to make sure that I limit my distractions. And so when I stand, I'm more focused and more conscious about what I'm doing. So that's what's happening here. The other thing that's happening is you notice that I'm not looking in two different places because I'm not live on Instagram. I've been doing a lot of research, and there's just not a really easy way to broadcast to both, and it's just really kind of distracting. And most of you watch on Facebook, and so Work Love Wednesdays, the videos are going to come here predominantly live. Now, what's really cool is they are coming fairly soon. We're going to also be putting them out on YouTube and linking them up to the website. So they're going to be really accessible everywhere. But our Instagram folks, hopefully they'll shuffle over, or they'll be able to find them on one of the other mediums. Until I can find either a really cool kind of stand or a way to do it, because to do Instagram and Facebook, you have to be on both devices at the same time. So you have to have two devices. I have to have two devices set up and broadcasting simultaneously, making sure that the signal is the same. And this is totally more techie than you want to know. And so I just thought, let's keep it simple. I mean, I've been a lot about simplifying, and which is, I think, is kind of relevant to today's topic as well. So let's talk about this topic. So today I talked about the topic heading, I think, is summer, new summer norms. And so I want to share with you this current struggle that is happening. So my children are reaching, I guess, a new transition phase. Zoe is entering kindergarten next year. So I can't believe it. So we've said goodbye to daycare. Daycare is now a thing of the past. And I was a little proactive about it and said that I could take it on this summer because there was all these kinds of summer camps and things that the kids wanted to do. And my schedule is more fluid in the summer. The demand's not as high for me to be traveling or speaking. Not really corporate retreats going on during the summer because everyone's on their own summer vacations. So I have a couple of individual clients that I see. But beyond that, a lot of it I can work from home. So we made that call. We made this really beautiful extra Google Calendar with the kids' schedules on it. So now my calendar looks like a rainbow. I don't know, like rainbow had multiple rainbow babies. But I thought I was organized and I had it all together. So we went to Disney World. We came back. And then we got immersed into this calendar. So just a couple things that are on this calendar. Maddie's starting swim team, so she's got swim practice. She's got swim meets, which are basically the equivalent of a 4-hour chunk in the day when she does have them. Zoe's doing kinder camp, so she's gone for 4 hours in the morning. That starts at 8 a.m., which is why I'm late, because I had to take her today. And then on top of that, we have like summer tutoring. We have art camps. We have all their regular other things that they had going on in their life that are continuing, as far as eye appointments, doctor's appointments, any other kind of extracurricular. And so all of those dropped on the calendar. And looking at, I keep joking around about playing public bus, basically busing the kids around, but that's really what it feels like. There's not a lot of time to be productive, and the things that I have to do during the summer take a little more time. They're more so production type style. They're things like, this is when I work on the podcast, this is when I update the website, this is when I get the programming ready. So things that need a lot of concentration and focus and sitting in front of the computer. And now I've been condensed down to these 20-minute time frames. And so all week I've been really challenging myself and asking myself, why is this week so challenging? And is there things that I am doing that are making it more difficult on myself? And one of the things I noticed very quickly is I'm still holding on to this professional norms piece, this professional aspect of what it means to be a working professional and traditional working hours and things like that. And so I am an entrepreneur. I own my own business. I make my own hours. Technically, if I wanted to work from home in my pajamas, I could. There's nobody that really could say anything or do anything. But in the back of my mind for so long, I have had the norms. I don't know if you can hear that, but the Madeline's dancing in her room. It just kind of cracks me up. But anyways, but in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking that I need to be at the office this amount of time. If I'm not at the office, then I'm not committed to my job. And it doesn't matter if I was up all night doing work. That's just kind of this societal norm that I guess I have issues letting go of. And we're entering or turning 5 in October at Leadership Arts Associates, and I still have not let go of that. And so even in the summer, and I think it's a little bit different because there are actual people that are at the office now. When I first started, it was just me. So really the only person that I was combating was the perspectives of what I was holding of myself, not the addition of what I think other people perceive. And that doesn't even mean it's what they necessarily perceive. It's not even that someone's had a conversation with me. I mean, everyone knows Mary Rose. It's not like Mary Rose called me out and said, you're not at the office enough. It's my made up perceptions of what I think people will think if I'm not there all the time. But I realized that this added stress that was very unnecessary is something that's making this more challenging than it really is. Like, why was I reluctant to bring my laptop home so that I could be productive for the few minutes at the car or at the pool? Maddie has a 45-minute swim practice, and instead of losing time with these commutes going back and forth to the office, can I just camp out and do what I can do there? Especially because a lot of the stuff I need to do is writing some blog articles, some starting to work on the book. Usually summer is when I start cranking through my book writing. And so letting go of that norm and knowing that it's okay if I'm not at the office every single day, if my office hours have to modify for the summer and they are lightened. It doesn't make me less committed. And it doesn't make me a slacker because gosh knows I'm still working. And then on top of that, and I've talked about this a couple different times, but having kids definitely put things in a different perspective for me. Before I had Madeline, I really never thought that I wanted children. And then when I did get pregnant, I thought it was just part of the life cycle that you get married and you have kids. But I had a rude awakening when she came into this world and realized how much I could love that little girl. And now there's 2 of them. And how your perspective just shifts. And I really struggled initially with letting go of my professional identity and my professional dedication and what that meant. Because I always assumed that work would be my life, and now these kids were becoming my life. And that's still kind of a dance that I have. I am extremely blessed that we have an office. We have a playroom per se, but a chill space. But like, if there's nothing going on in the office, it's not uncommon that they will be there, stop by. So I can do some office hours. I can get some time done. And depending on, like, Madeline, she's 8 now. She's old enough that if I am seeing a patient, she will, or a client, she'll hang out and do that. But realizing that my life has shifted where that is an essential for me. I mean, as we talk about things and growth at the office, it's never an option to get rid of their room. I want them to have a space. I want them to feel comfortable there. I want them to feel like it's an extension of their home, because I feel it's really important for me to have an office and for me to have that physical location. But I also understand and appreciate the value that I have for family and where that is in my priority. Same thing with Mary Rose. I'm sure if you follow her on social media, there's pictures of when her little one, Jackson, comes to the office and hangs out, and he loves coming to the office. And all 3 of them love to play together when they can be as rambunctious as possible, when there's nobody else there. But creating this second home away from home, it doesn't replace our homes, but as close as we can get to this home away from home kind of feel. And so recognizing that that shift in priorities plays a role in the normal kind of professional dynamic that we have at the office and what is expected of us. Like, it's okay that we put our children first. It's okay that our schedules are dominated by putting them first, and trusting that we're competent professionals and we're still going to get our job done and we're still going to take care of what we need to do. And the fact of how many hours I'm clocking in a physical office location does not increase that value or solidify that value. So this is definitely a big transition that's happening right now. I'm trying to even figure out what my summer is going to look like. And part of that is Work Love Wednesdays, as far as what time. Today I hopped on like 8:30, and then I'm like, well, maybe we gotta modify this. And like, so for the summer season, we're gonna hop on at 8:30 and talk about these things. But I wanna know, how do you navigate these challenges, especially if you're a parent in the transition and have all these kinds of things? If you're an entrepreneur and a parent, would love to hear from you too. I loved chit-chatting randomly with Tony, and when I told him what I was feeling, he was kind of like, yep, you know, that's the next phase of things that are happening. You should expect to be running around with the kids and navigating it, and you'll figure out your new norm. But what have you done in these times of transition and change and helped you to find your new norms? So the last thing that I want to say is, and I know that I briefly want to plug this, but I saw a post on Instagram, and I'm not very good about just pouncing on people about something, because I want someone to give themselves permission and figure out if this is something that would be of service to them. But I am heavily, actively involved in practicing for my clinical training as a medical Qigong therapist. I'll get my certification in November, but what that means is lots of free offerings, one of which is on Friday at Ignite Yoga Studio on the East End at 6:30 to 7:30. I'm teaching a very fun and awesome healing Qigong workout class from 6:30 to 7:30. So if you want to check that out, it's free, and you get to come check out the awesome yoga studio. So put that on your calendar. But on top of that, on Instagram, I saw somebody yesterday, I don't even know who it was, but posted that they were lacking energy and was trying to find ways to increase their energy and looking for suggestions. Qigong is an energy cultivation. It's purging, it's restoring, it's regulating and tonifying the energy that you have. And so it's the #1 way that I have found to increase my energy levels and allow me to get through, even with less sleep, because I find my body needs less sleep. My internal clock gets me up at certain times now, which hasn't done that in a long time. But I'm doing free individual treatment. So if you're intrigued at all by that, feel free to reach out to me, message me, and we'll get something scheduled. And And I would love to be of service if I could be. So with that, that is my Work Love Wednesday. Sorry that I was late, but I will talk to you guys later.